G'day guys, I'm Biggest Kev. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm back at Hit and Miss Creek. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with Hit and Miss Creek, I've got a whole heap of videos on this place, on this creek. At the moment it's summer here in Australia, so this creek's dry. It only flows in the winter when we get rains, the winter rains, and you'll get water in this creek. Other than that, it's bone dry. Yeah. So I've returned to this creek. There's gold here. I've found it before, but it's sparse and it's scattered. So I might do 10 pans and only find 1 or 2 specks of gold. That's just how it is. But I've been searching this creek. I'm looking for pockets. I'm looking for a rich pocket of gold pieces in this creek. There's got to be some pockets here somewhere. Anyway, this is a new spot in the creek I haven't tried before. You can see behind me these big boulders, granite boulders here. So my plan this morning is to dig in this corner here. Maybe when the water was flowing through here, maybe the gold's dropped out just in here, in this corner. Yeah, this granite, I suppose you could call it a bedrock. Yeah, so it looks good. So this is what I'll try this morning, guys. I'll have a bit of a dig here. I brought some water in with me, so I'll do a few pans. And yeah, and then I'll probably scratch up a bit of dirt, put it in a bucket, take it home and finish it at home. Yeah. Okay guys, stay with me. Okay, I've done some digging. That's all the material off the top. There's my hole. Oh, it's probably about 14 inches deep. And if you look down right in the bottom of the hole, you'll see that rusty colour. That's the gravels. That's all hard compacted gravels down in there. I've put a bit in the bucket, kept a bit. I've got to widen this hole out. All this material to the right, hard up against this big granite boulder. I'll dig all that away, get down to the bottom, so I can get into it a bit better. And I'll dig some more of that compacted gravel out the bottom. That's where the gold's going to be, right down the bottom there. Okay. The water comes down this creek. It's not very wide, comes into this section here, so it's narrow back there through those trees. It's narrow, then it comes into this area where I am, and as you can see it widens out. So just in front of that narrow section where it widens out, you see that's probably a good spot to dig. But then as the creek comes around, and there's the bank there, the water flows this way. It goes around that granite boulder, goes around through there, and it also comes through here on this side of the boulder. There's the bank there. So I've got a big boulder in front, I've got boulders on the side, and I've dug straight down in between. And where these two boulders meet, just there in the middle there, where the two boulders meet there, I'll have to try and crevice that out, that material, because that's a crevice and that could hold some gold in there. So I've dug down to the gravel. You can see in the hole there, you can see all the little stones, and as well as gravel, I'll put it in the bucket here. Look at this, guys, clay. That's clay. I can break it up with my hand. Now that's clay, and it's got some rust in it, so that's your iron. So it's actually this is decomposed granite. I can tell by looking at it now. So this is granite that's just decomposed, broken down. So I'm keeping that in the bucket. I'm going to dig down further. I'm going to take a I'll dig down in there and I'll take a pan full and I'll pan it out and see if we can see any gold. Yeah, it's starting to look all right now. I just hope I can get a few specks to show you. Okay, I've dug a decent sized hole. I've gone down a fair way. I've got right into the gravels, and as I showed you before, there's all this clay. It looks to me like it's the granite, and it's just decomposed and it's broken down. Yeah, which is a good thing because it's really sticky, and any gold that's washed down through here, it would have stuck to this clay. So this material here in the bucket, I'll be taking that home. I've got to put it in some water and let the water break it down, break the clay down, and then I can pan it, or I might set up my sluice at home and run it over the sluice. So there's a hole. As you can see in that corner there, there's more material wedged in that corner. I've got to get out. And down the bottom, I've hit clay obviously, but I haven't hit any real big major rocks down there, just smallish gravel. Okay, I've left the pan in the water for a bit just to let it soak and break that clay down. So I'll have a go at panning it out. So this is some of that material off the bottom, that clay bedrock, and I've dug one whole bucket, nearly 2 buckets I've dug of that material, and the more I look at it, you can see the iron and the stone there. The more I look at it and the deeper I go, I'm still getting that decomposed granite, and I'm thinking that's the bedrock. I'm thinking I'm digging into the bedrock. It's all decayed granite by the looks of it. Yeah, so this will be interesting. So I'm filling up a second bucket. I'll take 2 buckets home, and then I'll fill the buckets with water, and I'll leave them overnight because I want that clay to dissolve, break right down, and then I'll screen it out, I'll classify it, and then I'll run it all over my sluice at home. I think that's the way to go. Anyway, I'm keen to see if I'll get a speck or two. 1 or 2 specks in this pan, that'll tell me that I'm onto it. And like I said, I know there's gold in this creek, because if you go back and look at my other videos, my older videos on Hit and Miss Creek, you'll see that I do find gold here. But as I said, only really small specks that, well, you can see them with the naked eye in the pan. But I'm only getting like 1 or 2. I might be lucky to get 1 speck in a pan. And in a whole bucket I was only getting something like, maybe 2 specks in a whole bucket, a 20 litre bucket of material. I might pick up 1 or 2 specks. So I know the gold's here, but it's just trying to find a rich spot where the gold is collected. Maybe this decomposed granite, maybe this might be a good spot. Might put me onto a bit of gold, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. And the gold in this creek, I think it's shed from up the slope, and I don't think it's travelled from the escarpment and come down through the range. I don't believe that's where the gold's come from. I believe it's come from the north, which is all higher ground, granite outcrops and that type of ground. And because I have seen up above this creek, I have seen workings from the old timers where they've been working up there. So I'm thinking that the gold has come from up higher in that ancient riverbed that you can see. In my other videos you'll see there's an ancient riverbed here in this creek. Okay. The water's a bit muddy, guys, but we'll make do. A couple of rocks I'll get rid of. It's still morning here. I hope there's enough light. I hope you guys can see what I'm seeing. I know the water's muddy. Let's get rid of some of those. Oh, we've got a bit of black sand there. Not a massive amount, but black sand. I can't see any gold. I can't see any gold. Any big specks anyway. Yeah, black sand there, but I'll have a look under my jeweler's loop. But normally the gold that you find in this creek, you'll see the specks in the pan. They're big enough to see. Yeah, okay. I'll do another pan. Okay, I've got another pan organised here. Same deal. I've got to break the clay down. Yeah, and as I said, I think this is the bedrock, and it's just decomposed, broken down, because it is hard. I use the pick to break it up, and then I dig it out with a shovel, and I've really got to spear the shovel into it to break it out. Yeah, so I don't know. I've got a second bucket full of that decomposed granite, or bedrock, I should say, decomposed bedrock. Yeah, so I've got 2 buckets of it. So I'll take that home, and I'll classify it all down, soak it in water, break it down, classify it down, and then I'll run it over the sluice at home and see if I can show you guys some of the gold in this creek. It's the only creek in this area that I've found gold in so far. Oh yeah, guys, I've changed my email address because I updated my computer, and by updating the computer, I changed computers, obviously. I've got a new computer. I've lost all your email addresses, guys, and all your emails that you sent me, I've lost them all. So I couldn't use my old email address in my new computer for whatever reason. It just wouldn't accept it. So I had to come up with a new email address, and I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. And if you wouldn't mind, send me an email so I can get your email addresses back again. And yeah, that'd be great, guys, if you could do that. That way, if you want to communicate with me, you want to send me a private message or something, you can just send me an email. Rightio, this is all, as you can see, it's all dirty and muddy. Yeah. As is the material here in the creek. Anyway, let's have a gander. There's no gold there. If there was a decent speck of gold there, even with this muddy water, you would see it. But there's nothing. No. That's all right. I've got 2 buckets to process, so maybe in those 2 buckets we might have a few specks. I'm hoping. Okay, that's where I was working just a minute ago, over by those 2 big boulders, those big granite boulders. I was working over there. I dug 2 buckets. I've got 2 bucketfuls of material, and then the creek comes around here, comes through these trees. This is going upstream. See all this material build up here, all these sticks and branches. That's how high the water was. I'm not sure when, but yeah, the water was right up here. Oh, probably a metre and a half. Yeah, deep up through here. So it would have been fairly well running hard through here, because this, as I said, this creek only has water in through the winter when we get the winter rains. Now, if you look on this part of the creek, you can see all the rocks, all the river stones, and this is looking downstream, so the water's flowing this way, and you can see all the rocks here, all the river stones, all piled up here at the base of that tree. So another good spot probably to try would be here, but gee, I reckon it'll be hard digging through all that gravel. That'll be compacted, and you can see all the river stones here, and then you got this big monker, that big monker rock right there. Probably another good spot to dig, just on the back side of it in here. Yeah, so the water would have been flowing up over that rock and down this way, so here might be another good spot to dig amongst these paperbark trees. Okay, there's my 2 buckets, guys, and that's all that decomposed bedrock. Yeah, so 2 buckets of that stuff, so I'll take that home and I'll process it. Okay, I'll just give you as a refresher for Hit and Miss Creek. This is where we had a big storm, we had a lot of rain, a lot of water running through this creek, and it's, as you can see, it's just pushed up all this debris and just banked it all up here. The creek made its way around through here and around the corner, and this is where I've been working. You'll see a couple of my videos are based around this paperbark tree just here at the base of the paperbark. That's where I was digging last year and the year before. I did a bit of work around the base of this tree, and I found one video I did, I found, oh, I know 3 or 4 pieces of gold at the base of this tree. But I've been back there, dug down, but found the odd speck, but not much. And then I worked this area through here, in amongst all these rocks. I was digging. It's not very deep here. It's only about something like 6 or 8 inches deep in places, only shallow, but you've got to bust these river stones out, and they get compacted, and sometimes they're really hard to get out. But maybe I should come back and see this big rock here, that big rock. There's another rock here. Maybe I should come back, I'll bring my crowbar down and lift some of these big rocks out and dig down to the clay, because the gold was sitting on the clay, and like I said, it's only 6 inches deep, 4 inches deep in parts of this creek just here. So that might be worth having another go back here. I know it's returning to the scene of the crime. I've done most of my gold I've got in this creek was in this area. So I suppose that's why I keep coming back here. But I'm not going to take any samples today because I've got those 2 buckets to run. But I'll just give you as a refresher, and I just wanted to show you these river rocks in the bank here. This is an old river system. all those smooth river stones in the bank. They were washed down here millions of years ago. There used to be a river here, and the gold I'm finding is below the these river stones, right down on the bottom, on the clay. There's a false bedrock, a clay bedrock, and that's where I've been finding most of the gold, just either just above the clay or sitting on the clay. Yeah, but you can see all these river stones in the bank. You look up higher and you've got your loam material, and as it comes down you'll start to see the gravel, and then as you get down to the bottom the stones are bigger, obviously, because the heavier rocks sink to the bottom. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I might come back here another time and have another dig around, because I haven't worked this corner here. I haven't worked it in probably about 2 years now. I was coming down here in the winter time, and there was about this was about 1 metre deep in water, and I just couldn't get in here. Yeah, so anyway guys, I just thought I'd show you this. Okay, I'm back guys, and this is the next day. So I've got all the material here in the bucket. It's been soaking, and now I've just got to classify it all out. I'll classify it, and then I'll run the fine material over the sluice, and we'll see what we get. Hopefully I'll get some gold to show you guys. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, we're sluicing. Okay guys, I'll get back to you once I finish sluicing. Okay, so I've cleaned out the sluice, and this is the material that the sluice caught. I've got that much in the bucket. There we go, and this one here, pan number 1. So hopefully I can show you as a piece of gold, or 2 or 3. Because as I said, in that hit and miss creek, it's you either get something or you get nothing. That's what I've found. And there must be somewhere in that creek, there must be some rich pockets. I obviously haven't found them yet. I just got to keep looking. I find the odd speck, so I know there's gold in the creek. It's just a matter of where it's concentrated. Thought I saw a piece of gold there. Okay. Sunlight. Okay, let's have a look, guys. Got a bit of black sand there. Black sand's always good. No, no gold. Nothing in that pan. Okay, I'll get back to you with another pan. Okay, pan number 3, and nothing in pan number 2. So I've got enough in the bucket for one more pan after this one. Yeah, not looking very good, but that's what it's like in this creek. Yeah, you either pick up a speck or two, or you get nothing. And while it's dry, the creek's dry, it'd be a good time for me, good opportunity for me to do some test panning in that creek, and try and find a richer spot where I can pick up a few specks in a pan, and then next winter when the water's in the creek, I can go back and really give it a good go. Having water there, it'll make it a bit easier than bringing the material home all the time. Okay, let's have a look, guys. Let's have a bo peep, eh? See if I can show you a bit of gold. Nothing. And that spot where I got this material from, in amongst those granite boulders, and this was decomposed granite, I really thought I was in for a show here. I thought I'd really pick up a few pieces, but not to be. Okay, I'll get back to you with the last pan. Okay, pan number 4 and the last pan, the dregs from the bucket. Now, can I show you something in this one? Just one piece of gold, just to tell me that the gold has been trapped in that corner of those 2 boulders. I've still got another bucket in the shed to do. I might do that another time. I'll have to start going back out there and doing some more test panning, I think, out there. Maybe take the crowbar, lever up some of those big rocks, and pull the rocks out the way and just dig under the rocks. Okay. Let's have a look, guys. Can I show you a piece of gold? Got a bit of black sand there in this pan. Unbelievable. Oh, one piece. Unreal. It's like I said, I know the gold's in that creek. If you look back on my earlier videos of the Hit and Miss Creek, you will see that I do find pieces of gold, but that's unreal, isn't it? There it is there. Oh, I'm going to lose him. That's it. So from right there, guys, I'll zoom in on him, but from one bucket of material that I dug out of that decomposed bedrock, one little flake. That's it, one flake. Unreal. Maybe the other bucket's got a flake or 2 in it, but it might be worth going back there and doing some more test panning. Okay, guys, I'll get back to you at the wrap up. Well, guys, at least I didn't get skunked. One little piece, that's all I got, and that was from the dregs of the bucket, in that black sand. But if you'll see my previous videos on Hit and Miss Creek, you understand that that's what it's like. I just get little pieces here and there. Sometimes I bring home 1 or 2 20-litre buckets and I pan them out, or sluice them, pan them out, and I get absolutely nothing. Yeah, so it's a creek that has gold in it, but very sparse, just little specks here and there. I think the best I did was 3 pieces I got out of 1 bucket. Yeah. So basically all I've got to do is I'll keep going back there and keep looking and keep testing and looking, because there's got to be some spots in that creek somewhere where it's holding up a better deposit. Yeah, where the gold's settled and the old timers haven't got, because I know that the old timers have worked that creek before. So yeah, maybe they cleaned up all the good gold. I'm just finding the little bits that they missed. Yeah, I think that's all, guys. Oh yeah, like I mentioned earlier on, if you want to send me an email, I'll put my email address up here so you know what it is, because I've updated. I've got a new computer and I've lost all your emails, all the emails that you sent me on my old email. I've lost them all, so I'll put my new email address up there. So if you want to send me an email, private message or whatever, that's the new email. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate you all. Cheers. That's gold. That's nice. Another beautiful day here. I think it's about 26 degrees Celsius. Yeah, beautiful day. And we've got some more hot weather coming up. Yeah, and we've got the summertime here. We get the fires here too, just like over in Los Angeles. Feeling for you guys out there in Los Angeles. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, terrible situation. Anyway, guys, be good. What else can I say? Take care, be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.